Welcome to Everyday Life. Thank you for joining our podcast, Conversations Over Coffee. My name is Jen.
And I'm Dagda.
And we're going to hit you with the explicit content warning right off the bat. This podcast does include adult situations and adult language from time to time.
I'm an angel. I never fucking cuss.
Okay. Anyways, you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Wow.
I'm telling you. That's why I gave you the finger and like, hang on a second. And I think it's just because I've had so much water today. Sometimes that happens. Anyways, How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic because I am focused. The last episode, I wanted to talk about this thing because of my brain, and then it led to other things. So different mind frame. So it's all good, right?
Yeah.
So like I said, I got this whim up my ass the other day or earlier or whatever. And I was just like, I wonder. I was thinking Thor was going to be the best-selling Marvel superhero, like the most popular, most sought-after one of all time. No, he is not. Do you know who it is?
I would assume it would be Spider-Man, the X-Men, or I don't know.
Avengers, I think, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the Avengers after that.
So the number one most sought-after Marvel superhero of all time is Spider-Man.
Yep.
He is...
Web pajamas.
Yeah, right. Who doesn't want to have a web slinger? So his merchandise and sales outsell all of the others by some statistics say by 13% or better. Others are more like it's almost double. I don't know what's the truth because everybody's got their own opinion about what it is. Yeah. But his merch definitely outsells everybody else. Now, even though like Captain America has been around a really, really long time.
Yeah. Since like World War II.
Yeah, since like 40 something, I think 47 maybe. Maybe it's 42. Anyways, Spider-Man's longevity has been consistent the entire time.
Okay.
So in 1962, Spider-Man himself debuted in a comic book, Amazing Fantasy issue number 15.
Okay.
Is when he debuted. So it's really kind of interesting because when they did a survey of people and they were just like, what draws you to Spider-Man? A lot of people are just like, he's got this high stakes heroics going on. Obviously, if you're jumping between skyscrapers and just praying your sticky little goo is going to get you from A to B safely.
Wow.
What?
Sticky little goo.
But you have to balance it with your everyday personal struggles. And that's kind of the thing about Spider-Man is you look at Peter Parker and he is most of the time just your average dude. When he's in high school, he's having normal high school problems, bullies, and all of that, and overdue papers and blah, 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 blah. When he becomes a young adult, a young man out on his own, and he goes to college, he has his job at the Boogle, the Daily Boogle. He's got the same problems. He's got deadlines. He's got a boss. It's just like Spider-Man's a hoax, you know?
Yeah. Spider-Man's a villain.
Yeah.
Why is he wearing a mask?
Right.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. You know he's a villain because he won't show his face. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's interesting though is that but you weren't wrong on the top ones. So I mean honestly, you weren't really wrong. If we're looking at your top ones would have been Spider-Man, X-Men, Avengers. So it's Spider-Man followed by Wolverine, Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, and then this one kind of surprised me but not really, but Deadpool.
Okay.
It kind of surprised me only because when you look at, depending on like what iteration of him you look at, would have changed his popularity.
Yeah, sure.
And then of course that it's followed up by Black Panther, then Thor in level of popularity. So disappointed.
I mean, Thor is kind of like Superman in that he's OP.
Yeah.
In comparison to the rest of the setting, right? I mean, there's other people that are his equivalent, even on Earth. There's other people that are kind of on par with him as far as being way more powerful than pretty much anything they're gonna encounter.
Right.
And then you got like the Silver Surfer, who's like ridiculous, like he would squash Superman, ridiculous level.
Yeah.
Don't argue with me about this, people.
Yeah, don't. Trust me. It is a losing battle to argue with him about anything comic book related for the most part.
Although even the Silver Surfer isn't the most powerful hero out there, but he's ridiculously powerful.
Right.
And Thor is kind of, he is.
I think why Thor is not as popular is, obviously popularity kind of rotates here and there depending on what's in season or whatever.
Yeah, there'll be events or whatever that will, like the Marvel movies, when the Thor movies first started coming out, it probably spiked his popularity a whole lot because those movies are really good.
Yeah, I mean, it probably put him at like 2 or 3. Spider-Man has consistently been the number one, no matter what's in the box office, no matter what's on the TV. It's been Spider-Man because he's consistent and he's relatable to the average age that comic book readers are introduced to it. Yeah. And so, and of course, the amazing Stan Lee and Steve Ditko are the creators of Spider-Man. So here's a little stats for you. He was born
an original sinner.
Peter Benjamin Parker. He was born in Forest Hills, Queens, New York. His parents died in a tragic airplane crash, and so his sickly Aunt May and wise Uncle Ben became his caretakers in Queens, New York. It doesn't say what subdivision. I'm assuming the shittier part because Forest Hills is more of an affluent neighborhood, right? Okay. He goes to school. He is a student at Midtown High School, and he has got a bully, and his bully's name is Flash Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And Flash seems to be, I remember Flash from the earlier Spider-Man movies, and then of course the newer ones as well.
Yeah.
So the really cool thing is he appeared in August 1962 in Amazing Fantasy number 15. People responded so well to him, he got his own comic book. And so the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1 was put out for public perusance and purchase in March of 1963.
Okay.
So Spider-Man is literally, if you think about it in a literal sense, he's 16-ish when he starts.
Yeah.
We see him basically as a junior in high school. So he's about 16, and that would have been...
Okay, yeah. 16, 17, somewhere.
I was a junior in high school and I was 16, so.
I was 17.
He is 17, going on 18. You're like, you dick. I'm focused. Okay, so even if we say he's 17 in 1963, that was almost 63 years ago. We're almost to March. We're almost to March. I'm like, have to do numbers. So that would be 63 years ago. So that would make him 80 years old this year. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
But I thought this was a super neat. It was a real neato pop culture fact.
Nifty.
Right. In 1965, Esquire magazine did a poll of college campuses to the students and asked the students to rank their favorite revolutionary icon.
Okay. Revolutionary icon?
Yep. They wanted a ranking of you have to remember what was going on in the mid 60s. You've got the Black Panther Party. You've got the Cuban Missile Crisis. You've got Marxism and everything going on. So what they found was Spider-Man and the Hulk placed equally on the survey, on the opinion polls. Like they weren't like pick from these. They were told from the students who they wanted. They asked the students, who would you say? So it was equal amongst to Spider-Man, the Hulk, Bob Dylan, and Che Guevara, who was a Marxist revolutionist, as their favorite revolutionary icons. Yeah. I was just like, can you imagine being like Bob Dylan and being like, Whoa, I'm as popular as Spider-Man. Can you imagine?
Yeah, wow. I mean,
But I think that goes to show you kind of where, when we have things, when we see things happening in the world that they're beyond our control and we can't see anything, we vote for Mickey Mouse for president, for fuck's sakes.
Yep.
So you can't judge.
I most certainly did.
I thought you voted for what's her name?
Oh, hell no.
Lisa Ann. I thought you voted for Lisa Ann.
Actually, I didn't vote during that.
You boycotted it, huh?
Yeah. No, at that point, I hadn't voted yet.
I will not vote for Dumber Dumber.
Yeah.
So Peter, in his teenage lives, because he's got to help support Aunt May. You know, Uncle Ben dies. He's got to help support Aunt May, who's kind of a sickly health.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just keeps saying she's a little ill. She's a little ill.
Yeah, in the original stuff, it wasn't until like the movies that she was
healthier.
They didn't get, at the very least, they didn't get into it.
Yeah.
And like in the most recent ones, she's hot.
Yeah. Well,
Iron Man's like, hey, let me take your aunt out for a date.
No, that's Happy Hogan who wants to take his aunt out. It's not Iron Man. Iron Man's got pepper.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about it is that the only thing that you ever really hear Aunt May say, if I recollect, because it's been a few months since I've seen the movies, but I remember they're having dinner and people are, how are you? And she just, every time she's asked, she's like, I'm tired, but I'm making it. So I'm wondering if at some point in this new storyline, this new version of everything, if it's going to lead to whatever. Because in the much older movies, Aunt May is much older.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be elderly. They're supposed to be roughly the same age as Peter's parents, or slightly older than Peter's parents.
Yeah, which would make them like in their
40s.
By the time, maybe
40s
to 60s,
mid to late 40s, not 70s to 100. Anyways, so Peter makes some extra cash being a freelance photographer for the Daily Bugle. And in the original, at the very beginning, so in the 1960s, Peter Parker's love interest was a lady named Betty Brant.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, he's had like 3 main.
Yes. Ooh, you're doing good.
Although Mary Jane was the one that was, I don't know if she was the most popular, but I think she was in the most storylines or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, you're doing good. So what's interesting is somebody actually did the research from the original comic books. So in the start of it and through, Peter Parker has had no less than 19 supervillains. Spider-Man has had no less than 19 supervillains to confide. And I only wrote a few of them down.
Most of them are fucking dumb animals, but anyway.
Right. I wrote a few of them down because I did not really care about all 19 of them, because there was a lot of them where it was just like little side story stuff.
Yeah.
So they were only like 2 or 3 episode or issues. So there was big storylines, obviously, with some of them. But you've got the Green Goblin, Doc Ock, or Dr. Octopus, if you want me to be technical.
Yeah.
The Sandman, Chameleon, Lizard, Vulture, Kraven the Hunter, Mysterio, Electro, Kingpin. You got all these guys. And it's so crazy because, like I said, some of it's just the comment on the article, the little article I read, which didn't even have them all listed, was there was a lot of his villainous enemies, the villainous superheroes that were like 3 to 5 issues. So they were kind of more insignificant and people might not recognize them as a supervillain.
Yeah.
But it's just like how it interacted with him, I guess. I don't know. So then in the 60s, you've got him. He loves Betty Brant he's got the googly eyes for Betty Brant at the Bugle, right? And that's at the beginning of the storyline. And then she goes off and marries some dipshit, right? Okay. Whatever. Well, then he meets Gwen Stacy. Yeah. In the late 1960s, Gwen Stacy becomes his love interest, and Gwen Stacy gets murdered.
Nah.
Murdered, right? And then you've got Mary Jane Watson, who gets thrown in at one point as just a friend. then his girlfriend, and then in spoiler alert, in the future, his wife.
Yeah.
So it's really cool because when you do the study on Spider-Man, it breaks it down by the decades.
Okay.
And some of the decades are like, oh, wow. I mean, like, wow. And then other of the decades, you're like, yeah, okay, yep, been there, done that. Yep, okay, next. You know? So the 60s, everything's just kind of going, but he gets hit supervillain after supervillain and heartbreak after heartbreak, right? Mm. So then we go to the 70s. And this is probably one of the coolest things I've heard of happening. And of course, it happened before we were even born.
Okay.
So the Nixon administration's Department of Health, Education, and Welfare asked Stan Lee to create at least an issue, one issue of Spider-Man, or a special issue that acknowledges that the ill effects of drug use is bad.
Okay.
So in issue 96, 97, 98, from May 1971 to July 1971, it had a story arc which showed the negative effects of drug use when his best friend Harry becomes addicted to pills.
You're a wizard now, Harry.
Stop. I so much want to talk about it, but I'm like, no. I know you're excited for tomorrow because you're going to listen to the whole fucking thing. I'm not going to be able to read any of it because I don't even know if I'll make it to pick it up. Wait, is that tomorrow or is that next week?
I think.
The 26th. Oh, it's next week.
Yeah, it's next week. That's the day where my first appointment for my shoulder is.
Next. Okay. Anyways. So, and that, of course, is exposing Harry Oswald's. You're such a dick.
I'm fucking 12. Anyway.
You are 10 years old and you need to stop, motherfucker. Anyways, so Harry Osgood, because his dad's name is Osgood, right?
You sure?
Oswald?
It's Oz something or other.
Oz.
I think it's Oz. I don't remember.
It is. It's like Oswald. Yeah. So anyways, his dad, so that's one of the things that defeat the Green Goblins is Spidey / Peter Parker exposes it to the Green Goblin and says, your son is addicted to drugs. And it's one of the things that makes the Goblin go, oh no, and all that. But I just thought that was so cool. Can you imagine the presidential's fucking administration, any part of them calling you and say, hey, Mr. Lee, your comic book's pretty hip with the kids nowadays. Yeah. Can we talk about, can you imagine if somebody came to us and said, hey, Jen and Dagda, can you do an entire episode about cussing? I'm going to be like, fuck yes. I don't think that that's what this administration would be. I think this administration would be like, give them hell. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever. I'd be like, lucky if
Thanks for telling me to do what I'm already doing.
That's right.
I find that highly annoying.
Osborne. That's the name. I had my thumb over their names.
Nice.
Because that's what I do. So, yeah, so these 3 issues... here's the crazy thing. These 3 issues were also published without the seal of approval from the Comics Code Authority.
Okay.
Which there's a lot of people out there who don't know the comic book side of it, that there's actually like this code, this Comics Code Authority for like the code of conduct, what you will or you won't do. Talking about drug use in any way, shape, or form was like a big no-no. But the cause and effect of everything is great because it got them to say, because Stan Lee said, I don't care what you say. We're doing this for the better. And he didn't choose, obviously Stan Lee didn't choose marijuana because it didn't concern him nearly as much as like the opioids and the heroin and the crisis like that.
Yeah.
Like everybody thinks this opioid crisis is something that's like brand fucking new, and it's not.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been around for longer than I've been alive, right? Yeah. But what it did is that storyline ultimately led to the revision of the Comics Code Authority rules and their guidelines.
Okay.
That's pretty freaking cool. The president's men calls and says, "Hey, Stan, can you do us a favor?" And he's like, "You betcha." And then he bucks the system. By golly gee, you betcha. He bucks the system, and the system goes, "Oh, wait, maybe this is something we shouldn't sweep under the rug and we should be talking about."
Yeah.
So that's pretty freaking awesome. And so Gwen Stacy. So we're still in the 70s, right? Mm-hmm. Gwen Stacy is his original love interest. At this point, she's the love interest. And Mary, yeah, she's the second love interest. And Mary Jane, I think, comes in about this time just as a friend, or really close to this time. But Gwen Stacy dies in issue number 121 in June of 1973. And this is the shittiest thing ever. There's actually a note in the original comic. I don't know if it's in the reprint or not. But there is a note on the comics, like the letter page read.
Okay.
And it says, "It saddened oh my God, it like broke my heart to read this. It saddens us to say that the whiplash effect that she, Gwen, underwent when Spidey's webbing suddenly was in fact what killed her. So when she does the head whip, she actually breaks her neck." Which I knew that from the movie. I mean, I saw that part in the movie where they talk about it, like his Gwen died, like because all of the different
when they're when
they're talking. Yeah. But even in the original Amazing Spider-Man 2, where Gwen dies, you could see it happen the way her head snapped, and it was just like, oh shit, And as a side note, so Gwen Stacy's dad was like some kind of like chief captain, police captain or something like that. He dies 3 years after her, and Spidey couldn't save him either. Anyways, crazy, right?
Got to traumatize that hero.
You have to traumatize him the right way. If you don't traumatize them the right way, they won't make the right decisions.
And remember, re-stomp that groin.
Double tap.
Had a Master Ken flashback.
Whoa. I don't know about your master anything fantasies.
It's a fucking comedy martial artist dude on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
He says that all the time. Re-stomp that groin.
Ugh, yeah. Like, especially if they're being bad. So So we get to just a few months later, and something that I am glad to know is the Punisher makes his first appearance in issue 129, which is issued in February of 74, still before I was born. And guess who has the original copy of issue 129? This bitch right here. I've shown you, right?
No. You've talked about it, but you never.
It's in the safe.
Yeah, that's fine.
But anyway, so I actually have one of those issues in original print.
Nice. Do you have it?
I have not sent it off to get appraised.
Yeah.
And the reason I haven't done that is because I've heard too many horror stories that about 35% of comics that are sent off to be appraised are never seen again. And even in the absolute worst condition, it's still worth a car payment or two. Not a car, but a car payment or two. So that's pretty cool. So there are so many different iterations of Spider-Mans out there. There was
Welcome to the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Like, it's vast. It's huge.
That's what she said.
No, she said it's minuscule. Knock it off. So between 1976 and 1998, there was 264 issues of Peter Parker in the Spectacular Superman.
What? You mean Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, yeah. Sorry.
I'm like,
again, my thumb placement is horrible. Good God. I haven't been sleeping very well lately either, but that's fine.
You should have placed that thumb on your forehead.
Is that how I'm supposed to do it? Upside down, wiggling the fingers?
Yep.
Ouch. Anyways, the Spectacular Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man series. And the writer-creator of that one is Jerry Conway, where he's the writer-editor of that one. And the series was more about talking about the supporting cast members to Spider-Man's world and about Peter Parker's social life. But it 264 episodes. Now, at some point, Stan Lee said, "Hey, Jerry, can you come back and work on, the Amazing Spider-Man, but he didn't want to take anything away from the guy who had come in as like the main guy, Lou Lean, or I think it's Lou Lean. Yeah, Lou Lean. I forgot to write his name down because
I have no idea.
I don't know. There was a couple of little weird things by him. Anyways, but that one focused completely on Peter Parker's like social life. I'm like, who would have thought that you would have a 22-year comic book run based on Spidey's friends and his social life and whether he got dated or goes dating or whatever. It's so crazy. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, I did not read Spider-Man comics growing up. I had a couple friends who did. Mm-hmm. My one friend Shane was super into Spider-Man, which was why he became into Spawn, because
don't you ruin it for me.
Because what's his name started
You
Spawn.
dick.
Yeah.
You cocksucker.
Carry on.
So in the 1980s, from May of 84 to April of 85, there was the Secret Wars that happened. And that's when there was the introduction of the black outfit. Mm-hmm. Right? The black costume that Spider-Man wore, right? But then all of a sudden, dun, 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 it was revealed to be an enemy symbiote, Venom.
Yeah, an alien symbiote, yeah.
No, it doesn't say an alien symbiote. It says an enemy symbiote.
I mean,
they leave it vague.
It sure as fuck isn't from Earth.
When it first came out, it was left vague. So in 1987, you're going to flip your fucking wig on this. This is probably one of the coolest pop culture things for anybody who loves Marvel, who loves Spider-Man. I did not know this.
Radioactive spider.
Here's the thing. I didn't know it like consciously, but I remember seeing a blurb about it when I was a kid. I didn't think it was a real thing. I thought it was just like, because I remember seeing an ad on the TV for "It's Gonna Happen. Make sure to pick up your issue to find out all that the newest issue of Spider-Man to find out the details."
The movie that they were supposed to make?
No, stop. Okay. 1986. Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson get married in real life at Shea Stadium, June 5th, 1987. Stan Lee was the officiant, so he married them. Peter Parker / Spider-Man showed up in his spider suit as the groom. Mary Jane showed up as the bride. You have Hulk, who was the best man. And then you had Captain America, who's the ring bearer. And then some of the attendees was the Iceman and Firestar. And this was real life people. This was not comics. This was actually held at Shea Stadium before a game.
A game.
Yes.
So around that time, excuse me, around that time there was the Hulk television show. So did the dude who played the Hulk or the other dude who played the Hulk in the show, Lou Ferrigno?
No, because
I don't remember the other guy.
Because this is past the Incredible Hulk time.
No, it's after that.
So these what they had was the people who would go around and do the promo tours for the Marvel company. So you have the guy, the actor's name is Jerry Colpitts. And between 1979 and 2001, he was the guy who went and did all the promotion dressed as Spider-Man for Marvel.
Oh, wow.
For the comic book, for anything. He would go out. If people were like wanting to hire him for Comic-Con, there you go. If there were people who like celebrities wanted to hire him for a birthday party, there you go. But his name is Jerry Colpitts. And yeah, for Marvel Comics, he was the guy for 22 years.
Wow.
Because he had a background in like gymnastics or some shit like that. But he's a pretty fit guy.
Yeah.
The gal who played the role of Mary Jane, the artist's name, her name is Tara Shannon, and she was like multi-artistic. She was a singer, she was a dancer, she was a writer, she was a little bit of everything. And man, did she have some 80s hair in the pictures, right? But everybody else, there was just like a troupe of regular performers, and they were all in costume. There's only one there's only one unknown that was in the group, really, or two, I should say, and that was who dressed up as Captain America and who dressed up as Iron Man. And not that it mattered because, they were in costume, but what they do know is Hulk was portrayed by a dude named Gary.
He's just listed as Gary.
He's just listed as Gary.
Shut up, Gary.
Shut up, Gary. You're not hooky enough. But you can look the pictures up yourself. 1987, Peter Parker's, Spider-Man's wedding at Shea Stadium.
Wow.
Look it up and you can see the picture. It is so corny, but you can see a picture of the guy who plays the Hulk, and he's in like the mid-range mask.
Hulk smash. Wait, where's Shea Stadium?
New York.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking it was in Chicago. And I'm like, why the fuck are they getting married in Chicago?
That's Wrigley Field. It's because you got Dresden on your mind.
Yeah, and Chi-town. And, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Shea, not Shy.
Well, the airport there is the O'Hara Airport. And maybe that's the reason I was getting it confused.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Because O'Hare and O'Shea sound totally alike.
Well, they're both Irish.
I'm sure. I am sure Ice Cube be like, my name don't sound nothing like O'Hare, motherfucker. I'm sure. Because his real name is O'Shea Jackson.
Yeah. Congratulations. So is his son.
I know. His son is such a chucky little monkey. It's so funny. But I really liked him in the... Squirrel, stop. Anyways, so what was cool is there was a black actress. Her name was Dawn Geiger, and they had her dress up as Iceman. And then the gal who portrayed, I couldn't find anything else out about her. The lady who portrayed Starfire at the wedding was somebody named Angelica Jones. I couldn't find anything really to support
she should have been
either
Jessica
thing.
Jones.
That would have been funny, right? But, Dawn Geiger, she's listed as being the Iceman for many appearances and that particular one. And I'm guessing because she was very athletic. But it also, I'm so sorry, Geiger, if it's like supposed to be a dude. I don't know. The hair's a little bit long to be a dude, but whatever. Anyways. So then the next year, Todd McFarlane... joins in March 1988. Todd McFarlane joins as an artist for The Amazing Spider-Man, and then in 1992 he creates Spawn. Do you know what's so special about Spawn?
I mean, other than he's what spawned Image Comics?
No. What is so special about Spawn is it is the single longest running comic book series of all time.
What?
Other comic books have ran different iterations. This line stopped, but they brought a new one.
A continuous
line. There's over 300 issues.
Because I was going to say, fucking Archie Comics has been around.
Yep.
Probably the longest.
But same with Spider-Man. He's been around since 1963, but they keep changing lines.
Yeah.
Spawn is the only one that has been absolutely 100% consistent from beginning to end. Not, we're going to put stuff out for 10 years and then have a break for 10 years and come back. So that's kind of the thing. It's the continuity and it's the continuation of. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Nothing too exciting happened in the 90s. The Clone Sagas happened. That's the biggest. That's the biggest blurb of the 90s for Spider-Man.
As far as Spider-Man, yeah, the clone thing was kind of weird.
Yep,
it was interesting, but also kind of weird. And then it ended up having a bunch of, as a result of that, you ended up having multiple Spider-Mans who were all Peter Parker.
Yeah, which is
technically they were all Peter Parker,
right? Which and then in the 2000s. The first part of the 2000s, what was it? 2000 to 2011, you have the ultimate Spider-Man run.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're in the 2000s, this is where the cool shit comes in. In my opinion, this is where the cool shit comes in because it's more probably my speed just because I say so. I don't know. It's just more my speed. Okay. In 2005, Peter Parker's, a.k.a. Spider-Man, officially joined the Avengers.
Yeah.
In 2011, Miles Morales got introduced as another Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2014, Cindy Moon got introduced as yet another Spider-Man, only her name is Silk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there was also a psychic chick who was a sort of Spider-Man person lady.
There's lots of them out there. It's just the only information I caught was the most significant things.
Okay.
Because it was like this Cindy Moon is like the first female being long term, because people being a Spider-Man for 1 or 2 issues, they don't really take note of it.
Yeah. There was also the 2099 stuff.
Okay.
There was a Spider-Man 2099.
Mm-hmm.
There was also, I want to say there was an X-Men 2099.
I think so.
But I think pretty much all those lines got canceled or something.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man was the only one that survived for very long after that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's around anymore, but
yeah, I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I don't think so.
yeah, he was cool. He was the one with the blue and reds. Well, the sort of jagged blue and red suit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you got what's interesting to me is what I really like is, I mean, the comic books are cool. I don't mind looking at them, but I really like the live action. I really like the live action. But, you know, there is something to be said. And it's so funny because I totally forgot it until I was doing research on this, that I used to watch some of the Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah, same.
And it was just like, I totally forgot there was a freaking cartoon.
Yeah. I'd forgotten that there was a Fantastic Four cartoon, I do believe.
Yeah, that was like for what, a year, maybe 2?
And a Silver Surfer. I didn't know that there was a Silver Surfer cartoon.
I didn't know that either.
I just knew, I watched the X-Men. That was the one that I watched the most. And occasionally I'd see the Spider-Man one.
Same. X-Men, same. Because Spider-Man, I think...
That's right, bub.
That's right, bub. That's probably why I call you bub. Honestly, if you think about it, it's probably why I call you bub.
I'm short and have a bad attitude. Is that what you're
something like that? And you're hairy.
Yeah, I'm hairy. I'm a wizard, Harry.
Stomp him in the nuts again. I can do. So what's interesting about it is, so obviously being where we're at in today's day and age, obviously I know about the films. Obviously I know because I have Disney Plus, I knew there was a new Spidey and Friends animated on there. What I didn't know was everything in between. In 1967 to 1970, the animated series just simply named Spider-Man was out there. Then you had the live action version called Spider Super Stories that ran from 1974 to 1977. What's really interesting about that one is there was a guy who was in the costume for it, because it was a whole costume thing.
Yeah.
And he was a puppeteer named Danny Segrin. And what's really interesting is he used to do Big Bird.
Oh, that's cool.
So this Spidey Super Stories were like little 4 to 6 minute shorts about how Spidey made the right decision, because it was all part of like the electric company. And what's really just...
Oh, I was thinking the literal electric company. I was like, what the fuck? Why is the...
You're such a dork.
Wow. Yeah. Why are they making... Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, so no, it was the people who brought you Sesame Street. It was the public broadcasting. And this is something that Marvel paid for and did for free. They paid for these little short stories to encourage the do-gooders and all that. So I thought that was just like extraordinary that for a few years they went out of their way to sponsor and pay for these little short do-well stories to happen. Obviously, they want kids to buy their comic books, but the fact knowing it was a coin toss, whether it would... I guess coin tosses like that.
Yeah.
But, so I still think that's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And so unfortunately, the guy, this is so crazy that I did this research. So Danny Segrin, the guy who played him and played Big Bird, he died this last November in this November, 5 days short of his 80th or 82nd birthday. But like, how crazy is it? It's not very often where I do research and an individual who has part of that has just passed away.
Yeah.
So it was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then you have another live action called The Amazing Spider-Man that ran 1977 to 1979. You have an animated Spider-Man that ran 81 to 82. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, animated again, 81 to 83. And I remember the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I remember seeing a few episodes of that.
Yeah.
And that's only because it was like it was on a station we got.
Yeah.
On the free station. So then we're moving into the 90s. We've got Fox Kids Spider-Man, the animated series, 94 to 98, which even as an adult, I remember watching a little bit of it here and there.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Unlimited, 99 to 2000. Spider-Man, the new animated series in 2003. And a lot of this only lasts for a year.
Yeah.
Because, as time has marched forward, people aren't investing hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. Unlike Netflix that got swindled, they're not investing all this money anymore. It's got to be a quick turnaround, and they have to see the numbers or it's just done.
I found that bed on eBay. I bought it.
$5 plus shipping and handling. Fuck crap. Yeah, good luck with those jizz spots, bruh.
Oh, jeez.
So anyways, the Spectacular Spider-Man ran for 2 years. Ultimate Spider-Man was one of the longest running ones for 5 years, from 2012 to 2017. The Disney's XD Spider-Man from 2017 to 2020. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It was just, and then of course Spidey and His Amazing Friends has been running on Disney Plus from 2021 till now. Right? Okay. So where is my last little tidbit? Okay. And then there's two other things that happened. So Marvel did the What If with one or two Spider-Man episodes, right? So that's there, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Then you've got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which came in 2023. So it just kind of touches bases on all the different variations of Spider-Man, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but you want to know one of the neatest things I found? This is with Needle Mosquito Dude.
What the fuck?
In 1978 and 1979, for a total of 41 episodes, there was a Japanese Spider-Man.
Spyduo, man.
Right.
He drove a van. He also had like a fucking...
He did not drive a van.
He had like a... Well, they made a toy. He had a fucking giant robot that he would pilot too. So in the Japanese version, yeah,
you can tell I ain't gonna get enough sleep lately. The actor's name is Rare Takuya. Oh no, I'm reading shit wrong. Anyways, Spider-Man in this world, Spider-Man is a motorcycle racer.
Yeah, he's like a what the fuck, commie rider, I think is the term. He's one of those dudes. So
the actor, I don't know what his name is. I got it somewhere else. But the character in the Japanese Spider-Man, fuck, I'm so tired. Is his character's name is Takuya Yamashiro, and what happens and how his story begins is that he witnesses a UFO fall to Earth, and then Yamashiro gets injected with blood from Garia, the last surviving warrior of Planet Spider.
Wow. I mean, he's basically a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Is the type of thing that he is. Yeah.
So I like all the movies better than any of all that. Although now I'm like really kind of going, maybe I should check out this Japanese Spider-Man, because that's a whole different Spider-Verse right there. Yeah. And just the picture looked really exciting. Because he was like in a jump. But for most people who are 30 years or older, we are used to seeing Spider-Mans in 3 different versions, 3 different primaries.
Yeah.
We have this Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy that ran from 2002 to 2007. It featured Tobey Maguire as the title character, as Spider-Man, the amazing Peter Parker. And then, of course, Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah.
And those were fine. I honestly, the first one was really good. The second, I'm not a super Tobey Maguire fan. So I'm just like, yay. Right.
But it had your favorite actor in those movies.
You're going to tell me somebody I don't like. Who?
What's his face? Captain Chin. Bruce Campbell. If chins could kill.
I don't remember seeing him in there.
Yeah, he was like the announcer, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
At the wrestling thing.
I told you, he is not my worst guy. After I saw him in Burn Notice, I was like, okay, he's cool. I just don't care for the evil dad. I don't care about that.
Sorry. You better start.
If you're going to stay my friend for the next 50 years, you better start liking the evil dead and being able to quote it with me, weirdo. Okay, I can quote it.
Make a shrine to fucking...
I can quote it.
What?
Groovy. Okay. And then the next iteration was supposed to have 3. 3 never happened because I wouldn't say it tanked, but nobody was really interested in this storyline because then it was The Amazing Spider-Man from 2012 to 14. There was 2 movies done. The Amazing Spider-Man 1, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Third never came to fruition. And it's probably because they didn't have the Mary Jane in there. They did the Gwen Stacy storyline, which, trust me, was terrifying to watch. Emma Stone do this bounce with her neck and see her neck break, because I remember watching that scene and going, oh my God, how did she whip her head like that and not actually get whiplash or break her neck?
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe she did. I don't know. But of course, Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, which he's way too tall and lanky, I think. That's just my opinion. And then, of course, Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. And then what we know now. The amazing fruit. Amazing fruit.
He's an amazing fruit, all right.
Tom Holland.
No, I like him.
His wife's hot. Zendaya, his wife's hot.
I don't necessarily like her. I like her, but
I like her better be all you say.
Where's my Mary Jane? That's all I got to say.
Well, she's MJ. She's her own MJ. Anyways, so we get the reboot with Tom Holland. And it's not even a reboot. It's like a next level. And you know why it's next level to me? Because Tom Holland is an actual like gymnast and he's a fucking athletic. He does a lot of his own flips. That's how he did his audition, was he like flipped around and shit. It's really cool. So that impresses me. I don't care that he's slightly shorter than Spider-Man should technically be. I love the fact that he does so much of his own acrobatics.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. I think that's crazy. So the version we know now with Tom Holland.
He also seems like a pretty happy-go-lucky kind of guy. And that's kind of the way Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
So he kind of naturally fits the character.
Yeah, like Tobey Maguire, his guy is like totally broody.
That was mostly the last movie.
Yeah, but that's what leaves our impression with this, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so he was just kind of stupid and moody, right?
In the last one, yes.
It wasn't even just the last one. In the first one, he was just kind of doofy. He was like Marmaduke, man. He was just like, oh, what did I do? Oh, no. I mean, it was fine. There's I would prefer to watch Tobey Maguire in The Cider House Rules than watch him as Spider-Man again. Just not my bag, right? And then you got Andrew Garfield, who's probably more of the emo Spidey. My Mary Jane died. My Gwen died. Gwen's my Mary Jane. I don't know. Just
I killed my Gwen.
Andrew Garfield, right? I murdered her. She is listed as murdered in the timeline. She is listed as murdered.
Really?
Yes, she is listed. The synopsis of her is Gwen Stacy was murdered. because Green Goblin threw her off basically the Brooklyn Bridge or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, but it's Spidey's fault that she died.
I mean, he blames himself. It isn't really his fault.
I read it to you exactly what the writer said about it. Yes, it was him hitting her with him not getting to her so fast and it being such a distance. He hit her with the sticky shit and then it snapped. And when she stopped, it gave her whiplash and the whiplash killed her. She broke her neck. She died.
Yes, it was an accident on his part.
Well, they still have her listed as a murder these years
Green
later.
Goblin did toss her off the thing. Yeah.
So this, my mind is blown. In 2016, we have the version that we know now, Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man. 2016, 10 years ago.
Okay.
He shows up, makes his first appearance, and in that movie, we know it is said he is 15 years old. So,
those movies are before he goes to college, basically.
Yeah, well, even in the last movie, he was just fucking in high school because of, Avengers Endgame and everything, where there was that 5-year gap.
5-year gap.
Yeah. So he first showed up as Tom Holland as Spider-Man in Captain America Civil War, which my favorite thing, like I've seen Tom Holland in a few different things. One of the reasons why I really like him as Spider-Man is because of his comedic timing. Because he's so clueless to social cues. And I think we all kind of go through that awkwardly as teenagers where we are so beyond clueless to social cues about like when a girl wants you to ask her out or like when a guy wants a kiss or, like all those stupid awkward teenage things. That normal average people who aren't as smart as some other people go through.
I still went through them. I just ignored most of them.
You went, penis, shut up. Anyways, you're too tiny to talk about. Anyways, then Spider-Man Homecoming, awesome.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of shows his like very first heartbreak, which is awesome. Then, of course, he's in Avengers Infinity Wars in 2018, Avengers Endgame in 2019. And then after Avengers Endgame, he does Spider-Man Far From Home, and which is really cool because they address the fact that these people have been disappeared for 4 or 5 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I really like how they did that and didn't just like, gloss over it. They address it. They mention that Tony's dead and all of that stuff. So I really, or it was beforehand. I'm sorry. It was before he goes off. Yeah. Far From Home is before because, it's No Way Home. It's No Way Home in 2021, where they address Tony Stark's died.
Yeah.
Endgame happened, all that kind of cool stuff. And the neatest thing about Spider-Man is it's allowed a menagerie of actors, mainstream and voice, probably a couple that you're like, oh, really? But a ton. There's one guy I took off the list because he's inappropriate conduct with a child. Dick. So fuck off. Not my problem. But you have and this is going from like just kind of some of the most popular and whatever. So if you're looking at the first ones, it would be Paul Soles, Danny Segrin, Nicholas Hammond, somebody named Ted Schwartz, Dan Gilvazan? Yeah, Gilvazan. I wasn't even sure how to pronounce it when I read it. And the pronunciation looked great to me on the wiki. So Christopher Daniel Barnes, who once upon a time I had a super crush on because he was the kid in Starman, the TV show. He was Robert Hayes' son.
I don't think I ever watched that show.
Did you ever see the Brady Bunch movies?
No, I didn't watch the Brady Bunch movies.
He plays Greg in the new Brady Bunch movies, not the original Brady Bunch movies, but the new ones with like Christine Taylor and all that.
Yeah, I've not seen those.
Oh God, yeah. Somebody named
Marsha. Anyway,
the actress who plays Jan is so funny because they redo that whole skit from like the George Glass from the TV show. Anyways. Girl, Reno Romano, Neil Patrick Harris did a stint as the voice.
Oh wow!
Josh Keaton. I knew that you were going to get at least one on there. Josh Keaton. Don't ask me. I don't know. Jake Johnson, Chris Pine, Hudson Thames, And then more recently, it's been Robbie Raymond or Paymond. I think it's Raymond. And then Benjamin Volek and Alcois Thiel. So lots of kind of mix of big names, either doing it live action or doing the voiceover. I was surprised Chris Pine was a voiceover on it. And Jake Johnson too. Because like I liked Jake Johnson. I liked him in New Girl and I liked him in Let's Be Cops. But I didn't know that he like really ventured into that line of things. So before we wrap it up, because we ran long, I just thought I would test you. Do you know the Spider-Man theme song?
Radioactive Spider. Yeah, I don't.
Spider-Man does whatever Spider can. Spins a web any size, catch thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. I just literally had a Molly Mouse Christmas moment. Fuck. Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame he's ignored. Action is his reward.
Nice.
To him, life is a great big bang up. Wherever there's a hang up, you'll find the Spider-Man.
Neighborhood Spider-Man.
I literally only ever remember the theme song going Spider-Man, doing whatever Spider-Man can.
I don't remember that part, but
yeah, I don't remember it saying radioactive blood, but I'm sure each version had its own song.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that was the one from the main 90s one.
Yeah, I think so.
But I think there was another one talking about radioactive spider.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know. I was just so heartbroken Thor didn't take number one. But you know what? Tom Holland, Spider-Man taking number one's okay by me. I just was so shocked. My ego was so just defeated. I was like, I saw Spider-Man and I was like, okay. But you know, Thor's going to be right there. And then I clicked the button to reveal the rest. And I went, oh, shit.
He's kind of down there on the list.
He's way down there on the list because his popularity is not as much just simply for the fact that, I mean, it probably is more so now. Obviously, Chris Hemsworth does not hurt the character at all.
Yeah.
But because it is based off of Norse mythology, it's a lot harder for people to really get into that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, like they have Hercules is also a character in Marvel, but he never really took off.
Yeah.
Also, of course, you have the controversy of the Norse pantheon is something that is still worshipped.
Yeah.
And so that religious organization, I don't remember the name of it, they actually tried to sue Marvel over the movies.
Yeah, they have to be really careful because anything that comes too close to the Oedipros, they get really whoosh.
Yeah, although the judge threw it out. They're like, this is something different.
Well, it's
kind of correct.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you are kind of trampling on somebody's fucking religion. But whatever. Well,
and it's so weird how, like, it's weird how people would think that Thor is trampling on their religion when he's literally saying, I'm a god who needs to live to a better standard and leave by a better. I mean, up all the way up until Endgame, because he's pretty rough in Endgame. He's really rough. He's a Bloody Mary drinking son of a gun. But, you know, my ego was in check. But then I did get it. And it's so funny because I was sitting here and I've been chuckling in my head a little bit going, yeah, I guess that would sound weird to Dagda when they're back in the 60s. They're saying they relate Peter Parker or Spider-Man and the Hulk most with
revolutionary.
Same, but I get it. I get it why people would identify and feel that way because here Peter Parker is your average everyday dude and he's your neighborhood vigilante because shit just doesn't get done. He goes out, he treats people with respect, he takes care of the bad guys without hurting them, by the way, I might mention. And he controls himself in a way where he does it to make people safe. And then you got the polar opposite of the Hulk who likes to rage.
Smash.
So
also almost never kills anybody, but that's
almost never.
That's kind of a fucking
Well, okay. When they're aliens, it's a little bit different. As far as humans go, Hawkeye's definitely killed more than Bruce Banner has, because he was under the influence of Loki, and Loki like brainwashed him, so he killed a whole shitload of people. But anyways, so yep, my ego was smashed. No Hulk pun intended. It's just like, I was just like, why Thor? Why? But at least one of my other favorites was up there. Wolverine was up there.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
Wolverine, snickety.
I really love, you know, I don't know. I've got to look up who did the original voice of the Wolverine in the X-Men TV series.
In the cartoon?
Yeah.
I do believe that dude has done a shitload of voice work.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a game called Bulletstorm. He did the voice for the main character there.
Okay.
And the Dragon Age series, he voices the dwarf.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
he's always got that growly. I just smoked a pack of marbles.
I just had a pack of Marlboro Reds in like 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has a little Randy Savage thing going on, huh?
Woo!
No, that's Ric Flair, you ding dong. Anyways.
Nature boy.
We ran long. My ego is defeated. But I'm excited. There is a new Spider-Man coming out soonish. I believe it's this year. Nice. But I'm excited because the fantastic Maxine, just call me Max, the wonderful Sadie Sink from Stranger Things is going to be in it. And I'm excited for that because it's going to obviously be another iteration. It's going to be another iteration of change to the Spider-Verse or the Spider-Man series or line or however you want to say it. And I say that because it's coming in right around the time where Silk would have been coming in. So I'm wondering, is she going to be the new Silk? Is she going to be the new female? You said there was another iteration of Spider-Man that was a female.
Yeah, there's
a couple, I think.
Yeah, I want to say there's like 3.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you count Madam Web, I guess you could say there's like 4, maybe.
Well, they already have Dakota Johnson as Madam Web.
Yeah. I'm just trying to visualize the different ones. Sometimes it's just because it's different outfits that they're wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see Sadie Sink do something that I think would be totally awesome if she came in as another version of Spider-Man, because I think she's a great little actress.
Yeah.
I think she's a great one. Anyways, we ran long.
Anyhow.
And we ran long, but Spider-Man won the damn Web Slinger.
Yeah. I mean, he's fucking cool.
He's pretty awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as Tom Holland's playing him, I'm good.
Not as cool as me, but he's cool.
Oh, my God. You guys have a great day. Sorry we ran long, but you guys have a great day.
Later.
Bye. Okay, everybody. That's all the time we have for today. So I want to thank you for stopping by to enjoy the conversation. We're glad you're here, and please share and share again and share some more. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We'll be having another chat and another cup soon. We'll talk to you then. Look forward to seeing you.